Giants, fairies, elves, oh my. That's right. We got more spoilers in today's Lorwyn Eclipsed spoiler video. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guides to Magic. This is Hunter and Riley. Say what up, Riley.
Hey, how's it going?
We're back doing another spoiler video. Today being January 7th, 2026. Crazy to say that still. But another daily dose of Lorwyn Eclipsed spoilers. This set is looking like a good one, Riley. Very excited.
I am too. I'm very excited for this set.
Yeah, I think interestingly enough, there was like behind the scenes from other creators saying this is getting the numbers for certain videos comparatively to Final Fantasy, which is wild.
I mean, this is like a slam dunk for a Magic the Gathering like in-universes set. So far, I've been getting everything that I wanted out of it. I mean, even the artwork and the overall like approach that they took whenever it comes to like some of the frames is like really cool. So the collectible aspect of this set also is there.
Yeah, 100%. But hit that like button, subscribe to the channel because we are doing these videos every single day throughout spoiler season. You don't want to miss out. We are only talking about the rares and the mythics because these are extreme spoiler videos because we're only doing a week of spoiler videos, which is crazy. But let's go ahead and get started with this first one. This first card is Sunderflock. It is 7 and 2 blue for a 5/5 creature elemental. It says this spell costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest mana value among elementals you control. It's got flying, and it says when this creature enters, if you cast it, return all non-elemental creatures to their owner's hands. Nice little bounce effect.
We needed a cyclonic effecty type thing in elementals.
We did, didn't we? Because elementals, they don't have too much stuff, right?
I mean, this is going to be such an annoying card. It's a big beater on its own, and then in addition to that, I really don't think it's going to be difficult to cast this for 4.
I don't either. Elementals are usually kind of beefy to regard, like, anyways. I think getting this down, even for, yeah, like you said, 4, I was going to say 3, 2, 2 blue. I can see a world where that's...
Yep.
And then you're probably super chilling because you're playing Elemental Kindred. So, yeah, Sunderflock, great Elemental. Probably going into the upgrade of the Elemental deck, if I'm being honest. Seems like pretty easy to include.
I mean, honestly, it seems kind of like a no-brainer. You throw this in, it clears up your opponent's board, you swing in, and you just eliminate a player or two.
Bingo. Let's move on to the next card. We've got Celestial Reunion with this absolutely banger of an art. It's X and a green for a sorcery that says, as an additional cost to cast this spell, you may choose a creature type and behold 2 creatures of that type. Search your library for a creature card with mana value X or less, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. If the spell's additional cost was paid and the revealed card is the chosen type, put that card on the battlefield instead of putting it into your hand. So kind of like a Green Sun Zenith with extra steps.
Yeah, this one is, I don't know, it's odd to me. I just feel like Behold 2 is kind of, that might be asking a lot.
You're giving a lot of information. But at the same time, I think the information's okay when they have to deal with what's coming for free onto the field. Not for free, but you know what I mean.
I mean, potentially, the downside of this, though, is that you could also go to cast this and do your thing where you're going to Behold your 2 and then it just gets countered.
That's true. That would be quite the bummer. I mean, you don't even have to Behold, really. If you could just go and just fetch a creature and just throw it in your hand, that's fine too. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it is still a tutor. Tutors are never necessarily a bad thing.
No, but once again, I got to talk about this art, Riley. This is gorgeous.
Oh no, it definitely is the way that they have like these 2 elementals that like they're like dancing with each other.
Exactly. All right, moving on to the next card, we've got Slumbering Walker. It's 3 and 2 white for a 4/7 creature giant warrior. This creature enters with 2 -1/-1 counters on it, and at the beginning of your end step, you may remove a counter from this creature. When you do, return target creature card with power 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. I like it.
It's like a Sun Titan.
It is. Sun Titan that doesn't need to attack. It's just a slumbering Titan.
Yeah. It is a cool card. I like that the overall like mana value of this. It's only coming in at 5, so it's a little bit cheaper. It's not necessarily directly compare, or I guess like my comparison, it's not really competing with. Um, I do like this card quite a bit. Also, I love the fact whenever it comes to most of these giants, you have to draw something or illustrate some form of scale. So like all of them have like some random object or thing inside the image where it's just like, remember, this is really big. And in
Yeah.
this case, it's like we have a really tiny person on their wrist.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a sleepwalking giant, which is hilarious.
It is.
I like the fact that it is remove any counter from it. So if you're out of -1/-1 counters and you end up putting +1/+1 counters on this, you can remove one of those and do that too. Very flexible. I like it.
That is interesting. I am so curious to see if this like with all of the like the blight counters and the -1/-1 counters, if we start to see people play around with like trying to give your opponent +1/+1 counters because they do negate.
There you go. That's the thing. It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's like you play this and I'm gonna play a, I don't know, target creature gets 2 +1/+1 counters. Boom, I got rid of the counters.
I got rid of your bad stuff. Good job. Let's move on to the next card. We've got Flitterwing Nuisance. It's 1 blue mana for a 2/2 creature fairy rogue. It's got flying, and it says this creature enters with a -1/-1 counter on it. You can pay 2 and a blue to remove a counter from this creature. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker this turn, draw a card. Once again, I like how it's just removing any kind of counter. So if you end up putting more than just that first initial -1/-1 counter, you can at least keep this engine moving, because once that counter is gone, it is a 2/2 flyer.
I love this card probably way more than what I should. And the fact that like you can remove counters from this and then also from the previous card that we were talking about too, like you can get rid of a finality counter. So these become super annoying, or at least have the potential to.
Yeah, finale counters, I didn't even think about that. That is something that people would love to remove, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
sign me up.
Remove a finality counter and then just draw a ton of cards.
Put as
Now
many
I know.
finality counters on these last 2 cards as you want.
There you go.
But no, this I I don't know if this is gonna see play. It seems good, right? For 1 mana, a
it
2/2 flyer on its
it
own
seems well, it's 1 mana for a 1/1 flyer on its own.
that you can turn into a 2/2 in turn 3. Yes.
Yeah, for a total investment of 4 mana. Do I think this card is good? I think this is actually probably like a trap card where it's not as good as what it sounds like it should. However, I like fairies and I like everything about this card, and it's got a really cool artwork with a bumblebee. I'm 10 out of 10. I'm gonna pick this up and probably misplay this.
I honestly think this card is gonna be kind of sneaky good. It's just gonna be kind of like there's gonna be maybe people run 4 of these. We'll see. I think
Maybe
it
it'll just
might be pretty good.
it'll be a nuisance.
There you go. It's a nuisance. Moving on. We've got Loch Mare. 1 and a blue for a 4/5 creature horse serpent. This creature enters with 3 -1/-1 counters on it. Do you see the theme? You can pay 1 and a blue to remove a counter from this creature to draw a card. You can pay 2 and a blue, remove 2 counters from this creature to tap target creature, put a stun counter on it. This one's interesting.
This one I like a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like how
I
it's
mean,
instant speed as well, which means you're not tied down to do it only on your turn, which if you're holding up enough blue, who are you playing counter magic? Or are you holding up a blocker that can get bigger quickly? That also
like
draws.
yeah, this just screams a like blue control to me. It comes down early and it's relatively cheap. It provides that interaction or that card advantage, and then whenever you've exhausted that portion of the card, you're left with a 4/5, which is a pretty sizable body.
Yeah. This is it's gonna be annoying to play against the standard. I'm gonna run into it. I'm gonna know exactly the kind of deck you had just mentioned. It's gonna be all control. I'm just gonna sit back and just try and play my deck and not be able to, and then die to Loch Mare.
Yep, there you go. At least you know it's coming.
I do know it's coming, and I hate it. Moving on. We've got Tam, Mindful First Year. 1 hybrid green blue for a 2/2 legendary creature, Gorgon Wizard. It says each other creature you control has hexproof from each of its colors. And then you can tap it. Target creature you control becomes all colors until end of turn. This card is awesome, Riley.
I mean, this card is really cool, but it kind of hurts my brain, the fact that this doesn't protect itself.
It doesn't protect itself. However, this is like Mom. This is just another Mom. You just tap this, target whatever creature you have. It's all colors. It gets protection from all colors. Done.
Well, it gets hexproof from all colors. Doesn't get protection, so like
Doesn't get
don't use this
protection. Okay,
and
yes.
block. But
Any
it
targeted
does get
removal.
hexproof.
Yeah. I think this is really, really cool. I love the design.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm here for it as well. I think this is a really cool card. It's just the fact that, like, for whatever reason, this like doesn't protect itself. It's weird for me. I don't know why. I do think that this is also like a really interesting card if you are playing around with the Vivid mechanic. You tap this, and then suddenly now you have 5 for your Vivid.
Yeah, that's true. I do like Vivid with this card specifically. Once again, this is a Mindful First Year. This is a person from Strixhaven. So we are definitely going to Strixhaven soon.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. There you go. No, I just for whatever reason, I feel like this would be a slam dunk just flavor wise in Omo. Like Omo wants to do everything. Why not be every color too?
Oh god, now we're just doing it's so many layers.
There you
That
go.
deck is already so difficult for me to just like wrap my head around sometimes.
Make it everything and be happy, okay? Moving on to the next card, we've got Maralen, Fae Ascendant. 2 black, green, blue for a 4/5 legendary creature, elf, fairy, noble. It's got flying, and it says whenever it or another elf or fairy you control enters, exile the top 2 cards of target opponent's library. Once each turn, you may cast a spell with mana value less than or equal to the number of elves and fairies you control from among cards exiled with Maralen this turn without paying its mana cost. Whoa, that's a cool card.
Normally, I'm not the biggest fan of like the play off your opponent's deck, but not having to pay for it, the fact that this triggers off of elves, which are like already one of the creature types that has the potential to just kind of like snowball and get out of control. And then also there's plenty of fairies that make other fairies or things to just make other fairies. This is really nasty.
Yeah, they're elves and fairies are typically really low to the ground, right? Like 1 mana, 2 mana type effects. It is so easy to chain 10 cards off of a single turn of a target opponent's library.
Yeah, and not just that too, but I mean, I feel like for the most part, like if you are playing an elf ball deck, they are incredibly fast decks, and one of the things that they kind of struggle with, at least from my experience, is like keeping that consistent card draw. Having access to both blue and black for this commander really fixes that.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, the original Maralen was just mono black. I'm surprised they added 2 colors, but hey, we're doing it all.
Yep.
Let's move on to the next card. It's another double face card. It's Brigid, Clachan's Heart. 2 and a white for a 3/2 legendary creature, Kithkin Warrior. It says whenever this creature enters or transforms into Brigid, create a 1/1 green and white Kithkin creature token. And at the beginning of your first main phase, you may pay a green. If you do, you transform Brigid. Once transforms, it does turn into Brigid Doun's Mind. It is a 3/2 as well for a legendary creature, Kithkin Soldier. You can tap it to add X green or X white, where X is the number of other creatures you control. At the beginning of your first main phase, you may pay a white. If you do, transform Brigid. I love this card. I think it's a slam dunk. The only downside I see here, and you probably see it as well, Riley, why does this not count itself? Why can't you tap for at least 1?
This is just like your Selesnya go wide. That wasn't even actually my complaint about this. My complaint looking at this is the back half of the card. It's at the beginning of my first main phase. Like, I don't know, timing wise. I don't know. I want to be able to play around with the mana whenever I want. So the fact that it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to tap her down, I'm like, it's kind of cool. She can kind of pay for herself, but like, I don't know. This to me is just one of those like, it's a big mana dork, and I feel like 3 mana is kind of awkward for a mana dork that might not tap for a ton.
I think it would tap for a ton, especially when you. I mean, 3 in reality. We'll talk like magical Christmas land. You got 1 mana rock. Hopefully you do. You're putting this on turn 2. You're flipping it turn 3.
If you're playing this on turn 2, that means that mana rock was a soul ring.
Not necessarily.
All right. Explain to me a circumstance in which it wouldn't be.
All right, it would be, but it. I don't know. You could put like, how about a dork turn 1? There you go.
Yeah, you could totally drop a dork and then get this out turn 2. This will make a thing. So then on the following turn, this now taps for 2.
Yeah. Perfect.
I mean, like, it is ramping. I'm not trying to dismiss that. I don't think I'm in love with this card. It seems really weird. And a lot of these, like, a lot of the flip cards from this set, I just feel like are a little slow and clunky. And I'm not seeing a whole lot of it yet.
I just don't know why it had to say other creatures. Like, why not itself? I don't get that. Maybe because it's not an elf. That's the reason.
Yep.
Let's move on.
She goes from a warrior to a soldier.
Exactly. Let's move on to the next card. We've got Brigid's Command. That's right. It's 1, a green, and a white for a kindred sorcery. Kithkin. You choose 2. You create a token that's a copy if Kithkin you control, or target player creates a 1/1 green and white Kithkin creature token, or target creature you control gets +3/+3 until end of turn, or target creature you control fights target creature an opponent controls. I like it. This one's better than the one we talked about a couple days ago.
I do agree. I think this is one of the better ones. However, formatting for this, I know why they did it, but why are the first and second modes not just switched in order?
You don't like it.
Well, like, create a token that's a copy of target Kefkin you control. If I'm choosing that, that means I don't have the 1/1 token. So, like, if they were switched around, I could make a 1/1 token. Well, never mind now. I wouldn't even be able to because I wouldn't have the target for it. Disregard my point here.
There you go. I feel like this is, I like the one yesterday too, me and Steven talked about.
Yep.
That was a pretty good command as well. I think these 3 mana commands are pretty solid. So Bridges command, also very good.
Yeah, I do like this one. All the modes here are pretty solid. The fact that you get to choose 2, I feel like this is totally warranted for 3 mana.
Definitely. Next up, we've got Sapling Nursery. It's 6 and 2 green for an enchantment that's got affinity for forests. It's got landfall. This is whenever a land you control enters, you create a 3/4 green treefolk creature token with reach. And then later on, you can pay 1 and a green, exile this enchantment, treefolk, and forest you control, gain indestructible until end of turn.
Oh my god, I love this for all there are reasons.
This card will cost 0 mana. I mean, it'll
2.
cost 2, but it is so good. This card's nuts.
It is. It is so good. And the fact that it has the potential to give all of your little things, including all your forests, indestructible is so cool because I look at this and I'm degenerate. My mind immediately goes to land destruction because if I'm just playing around with like a very green heavy deck and I happen to have something like this, I'm going to just, mass land destruction and my things will stay.
Forests will stay. Sure.
That's fine. You know what? Play Yavimaya. There you go. All of your lands.
You've just made everybody's lands. Nice.
Yeah, everybody's lands are forests, and then your lands go away because only mine have indestructible.
Yeah, I know. But, yeah, it would be, I don't know. This landfall for this too is really powerful. Just a 3/4 on landfall is pretty buff, I would say.
It's a 3/4 with reach too. Like,
Yeah.
they're not only just like generally buff creatures, but they're also very annoying as if they gum up the battlefield.
Mm-hmm. This card seems pretty good in the old Lord of the Rings territory with all those tree folk. And hey, we're going back to the Hobbit, so maybe this card will see play in that as well. So
Yeah.
but yeah, Treefolk. Very cool. Next up, we've got the final card we're talking about today. It's Lluwen, Imperfect Naturalist. It's hybrid black-green, hybrid black-green for a 1/3 legendary creature elf druid. It says when it enters, mill 4 cards, then you may put a creature card or land card from among the milled cards on top of your library. You can also pay 2 hybrid black-green, hybrid black-green, hybrid black-green, tap it, discard a land card, and create a 1/1 black and green worm creature token for each land card in your graveyard. Interesting.
I like this a lot more than what I probably should.
Why do you like this?
My first thought here just being is like coming in at 2 mana and having the ability to mill 4. If you're playing any kind of like Golgari mills style of deck, that's actually already a pretty good rate. And the fact that this has the potential to later on gum up your board and just make a ton more little 1/1 worms for you, like this is a really cool card. It is a build an army on a stick. It functions as that graveyard, just the mill engine there. I actually really enjoy this.
I think this is a really good include in the Lands Matter deck we just saw from Edge of Eternities. This would be a really good inclusion to that because that's all about putting lands into your graveyard. This cares specifically how many lands are in your graveyard. I think you'd make a lot of worms in that little deck. But as a card by itself, not just in that deck, also agree with you. I think this is pretty solid. I love the fact that it's coming down for 2 mana. Doesn't matter what color mana because you'll probably fix it. And then, yeah, if you accidentally mill a land, you put it right back on top of your library. You get to draw that back.
I think my only gripe with this is the fact that like the flavor text on this card, as I know that this character is like referring to them not feeling that like they fit in, but I'm gonna look at this and I'm gonna read this flavor text and be like, "Are you in the wrong deck?
Are you in the wrong deck?" Surrounded by fairies, just an elf, you know?
It's talking to me.
But Riley, that is it. That was the last card we talked about today. If you guys liked that video, hit that like button because it helps the algorithm, helps us. And also subscribe because we are coming out tomorrow right back here for another spoiler video because Lorwyn Eclipsed is awesome so far. But before we wrap things up, Riley, what was your favorite card that we talked about today?
I have been looking for some kind of a reanimator legend to potentially build a deck around, and Lluwen might just be perfect for that. So I'm gonna go with him.
Wow.
Or them, or whoever this character is.
Well, I am actually going to go ahead and go with Tam, Mindful First Year. I mentioned that I like the design of the card. I think kind of like a Mother of Runes style effect that gives all colors protection and stuff like that is very cool. So I like it. But comment down below. What was your guys' favorite card that we talked about today? Always interested to hear your guys' opinion. While you're down there, check the links in the description for all of our social media accounts as well to follow us on all those to keep up to date with everything else that we got going on. And also some merch. If you guys wanted to pick up a t-shirt like the one I'm wearing that says, "What's up, nerds?" It's right there in the description, guys@magic.com. And on the screen right now, those are all of our Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your added support. It really does mean the world to us. If you guys wanted to check out what they're seeing, which is not here on YouTube, do click the link in the description as well and consider subscribing. Very special shout out to our Gains Indestructible tier, starting with
Daryl Tripp,
Demarion Turner,
Dr. Rome,
Dolo XMJ,
Ghost McGrady,
Jimmy Ward,
Jay Pizzle,
Kelvor,
and Thrifty PSGR.
You guys are awesome. Appreciate every single one of you. And until the next video, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Laters.